Let's start our English speaking practice. Today's focus on engaging the audience and telling a story. First, 5 useful phrases. Have you ever wondered? Use this to grab attention. Have you ever wondered why some people learn faster than others? Why some people learn faster than others? Have you ever wondered why some people learn faster than others? Second, here's the interesting part. Here's the interesting part. Use this before sharing something surprising. Use this before sharing something surprising. Here's the interesting part. I actually learned more from my mistakes. Here's the interesting part. I actually learned more from my mistakes. Believe it or not. Third, believe it or not. Third, believe it or not. Use this before something surprising. Believe it or not, I used to be afraid of speaking English. The truth is, use this when revealing your honest opinion. The truth is, most of us don't lack time, we lack consistency. Fifth, think about it. Think about it. Use this to make your listener reflect. Think about it. How much could you improve if you practiced for just 20 minutes every day? Think about it. How much could you improve if you practiced for just 20 minutes every day? Question answer framework. Example, have you ever wondered why you understand English but struggle to speak it? Statement. I think the main problem is lack of speaking practice. Example, for example, I can understand an English video quite easily, but when I have to speak, I sometimes search for words. Reason, that's because understanding and producing a language are two different skills. For example, I can understand an English video quite easily, but when I have to speak, I sometimes search for words. Reason, that's because understanding and producing a language are two different skills. Question, so what if we started speaking for just 10 minutes every day? So what if we started speaking for just 10 minutes every day? This sounds much more engaging. Now conversation on the fear of failure. There are 3 characters, Maya, Arjun, Sara. Maya, have you ever wondered why people are so afraid of failure? Have you ever wondered why people are so afraid of failure? Arjun, maybe because nobody wants to look unsuccessful. Maybe because nobody wants to look unsuccessful. Sara, that's probably true. But here's the interesting part. Failure can actually teach us more than success. That's probably true. But here's the interesting part. Failure can actually teach us more than success. Maya, I agree. Think about it. When everything goes perfectly, we don't have much reason to question ourselves. Arjun, but when we fail, we have to figure out what went wrong. Sara, exactly. Believe it or not, some of the biggest lessons I have learned come from my mistakes. Maya, same here. I once gave a presentation and completely forgot what I wanted to say. Same here. I once gave a presentation and completely forgot what I wanted to say. Arjun, really? What did you do? Maya, I took a breath, looked at my notes and continued. Sarah, and what did you learn from it? Maya, the truth is, I realized that making a mistake isn't as scary as I thought. Arjun, that's a good lesson. Maya, so now whenever I'm nervous about trying something new, I remind myself that I don't have to be perfect. Sarah, exactly. You just have to start. Why are we afraid of making mistakes? Starts with, have you ever stopped yourself from doing something because you were afraid of making mistake? Now, final question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? These are engaging questions. Like, why are we afraid of making mistakes? Then, have you ever stopped yourself from doing something because you were afraid of making mistakes? Then, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Now, story telling. A girl wanted to start making videos, but she was afraid people would judge her. She kept waiting for the perfect camera, perfect background, and a perfect English. One day, she finally recorded a simple video. With what she already had, the video wasn't perfect, but she felt proud because she had finally started. After making more videos, she became more confident. Changing the ending, but then something unexpected happened. Continue the storyline. Don't just give information, create curiosity. Instead of today I'm going to talk about failure, say, what if I told you that failure might actually be one of the best things that can happen to you? So, what if I told you that failure might actually be one of the best thing that can happen to you? It's a difference. Then